What it mean to be the best? Riding foes, feeling unimpressed. Make me reminisce, throwing bows, bend the corner, set my mind up on a goal. All I know is stay down, bad, I'm the goal. Okay, feel like the best, the great. Now ain't no debate. Yeah. Okay, feel like the best, the great. Now ain't no debate. Yeah. I ain't gotta say much. Know the boy got a touch. Another win for the rush. Another win for the rush. See me once and got a crush. See you twice and that's enough. Get the ring sized up.
Welcome in. It's time for another episode of Tell the Truth. The Chiefs lose at home in Arrowhead to fall to 6-7 on the 2025 season. And I have it at the bottom. Every given Sunday, obviously the saying is any given Sunday, but the Chiefs are a team that seems like it continues to lose these games in the same manner and fashion every single week. Few bad decisions, frustrating offensive play calls, timely, or I should say untimely defensive third and longs given up, and ultimately you end up under 500 if you lose enough of these games, and the Chiefs have in what has been a frustrating and in many ways lost season as a result of what the AFC playoff field looks like, and it does not include the Chiefs, and it will be honestly a miracle at this point if it does end up including Kansas City. DG is obviously going through it as Nick Wright was on First Things First. CJ is checking in on his NBA bets. How are you guys doing, man?
Ain't no NBA for me tonight.
We on life support.
We need help.
I'm in the ICU right now. It's rough.
Help me.
Yeah. Y'all might want to come check on your boy. I don't know if it's too it might not be too much longer left. Nah, we're good,
It is
bro.
what it is, bro.
Too much longer.
Yeah. Season's on life support, dog. You know.
So you telling me there's a chance?
It's like this.
So you telling me there's a chance?
We got about this much chance right now. The season is ICU right now, bro. We breathing, but they might be pulling the plug here soon. You know, you might want to gather the family, have a discussion with the doc.
It ain't over till it's over.
What's that point where they come in and tell you, all we can do right now is make them comfortable.
Make them comfortable is crazy.
That's the season feeling right now. All we can do is make them comfortable right now. Ain't much we can do. We just make them comfortable. We get them
just enjoy your last moments.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's rough right now. Pretty much, the season literally comes down to this Sunday. I mean, said that last Sunday, but really, it's really
mathematically. This is the last.
Mathematically, it's this Sunday.
This is it, bro. If you want to get in, you gotta win it.
Like, we ain't got much.
Hey else. Man, we've been playing must wins for the last month. Hey, bro, Broncos
every game has been a must win, but this
Broncos
is the
out of the bye week. Must win if you want to win the AFC West. Colts, if you want to keep your playoff hopes alive, it's a must win. Obviously, they won that one. Cowboys, if you want to keep their playoff hopes alive, they lost that one. This game, if you want to keep your playoff hopes alive,
this is the final straw. Mathematically, if you lose this, that's it over with.
This is technically it, as the Chiefs will be eliminated from playoff contention by way of the Chargers win last night if they do lose on Sunday in Arrowhead to those same Los Angeles Chargers, and Justin Herbert, who has one functioning hand right now.
Yeah. Whatever I would say right now, whatever ounce of pride and grit or whatever this team can find, they better find it. They better find it, especially for Sunday.
Find a way.
We don't. We'll be unfortunately sitting here. I've already seen it on the timeline, but talking mock drafting.
It's been a long time.
I really don't want to talk mock drafts, but
not this early.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
We'll see.
It is what it is.
So with that being said, of course, we will dive a little bit into the tape. I guess I want to ask, in obviously taking the Colts game out of this for all intents and purposes, the Chiefs have now lost 3 of their last 4 games. Is it? No, it's 4 out of the last 5, right? Because
Broncos, Dallas, Texans.
It's 5 of the last 6 if you go to the Bills, right? Yeah. So the Chiefs have lost 5 of the last. Man, yes.
You just keep digging deeper, don't you?
2 of the last 3, 3 of the last 4, 4 of the last 5, 5 of the. We've been losing a lot last month. We've been losing.
Well, if it's 5 of the last 6, because this seems forever ago now. There was a time that this team was 5-3.
5-3. I think after the Detroit game,
right? Because they were 2-3, and then they won the 3 games in a row.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy how fast it feels like that happened, and then it just feels forever ago.
And the funny part is, during that 3-game stretch, that was our season high of under center snaps. We ain't been nowhere close since. I just don't get it, bro. They had a whole 3-game stretch, dominant football on the offensive side of the ball. Yes, it was lesser opponents, but you did the things you needed to do. And the last month, we just went completely away from it. I don't get it. Just don't get it.
That's the story of the Chiefs season. A lot of things have been confounding and annoying and resulted in where they're at as far as their season is concerned. So we'll dig into it as far as what it's looked like here. I just want to ask you guys, 3,000-foot view. If you just had to, and we know there are a multitude of issues, but what is the most frustrating thing as we sit here with the Chiefs basically on life support? Just the number one frustrating thing.
The pass rush for me. They've been so bad, bro. Like, I knew it was going to be a struggle bus this year. We knew that in the summer. We knew that coming into the season from last year. So it's not really a shocker that they had points and times where they struggled. But to go almost three whole games without getting a sack, I know D-line coaches. And obviously anybody who's played football knows the D-line coaches are usually the meanest coaches on the roster. I know Joe Cullen had no fun time at all coming into the building looking at that film for the last month. Because there's nothing you can do. Like, you can twist, you can stunt, you can blitz all you want. 95 is 95. He's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the best ever, but he can't do it by himself. And there's literally nobody else in this D-line room that's there to help him. George had a couple of splash plays during this Houston game. Probably the most effect he's had on a quarterback all year, and it still wasn't enough. So it's just, out of all the rooms, and there's a lot of rooms on this roster that we've had some issues with, that's the one I'm just the most disappointed with. George got his money. Charles Omenihu was in a contract year. Chris challenged George in camp, told him go get 15 sacks, and we're sitting here at 6 and 7. And I think it's a lot of that blame can be put on that D-line room, in my opinion. Just not giving our secondary, our linebackers, Spags, Joe Cullen, any answers at any point in time. So not really putting too much blame on 9-5. He's played out of his mind since the bye week, but that whole D-line room, just very disappointing, bro. Especially in a year you thought guys would step up when they needed to be at their best.
Yeah. I would say for me, I think it's kind of two things, and I think they kind of go hand in hand. It's just been the execution part of everything, and then the decision making from the players to the coaching staff as well too. It's just been very uncharacteristic. Drop passes, penalties, going for it on 4th down when you shouldn't be going for it, especially from your own 31-yard line. It's just a combination of all that together. Just hasn't been a cohesive thing this year, and it sucks to see. Just because like you're so used to the Chiefs doing the right things, especially in winning situations. They just haven't done that this year. That's why I keep saying like it's a week to week thing. Like you can change all that going into the next week if you're just willing to commit to doing it, and they just have not been willing to do that this year for some reason. It's very odd. I don't understand it at all. because you watch and you just know somewhere in there, and maybe this is just me, that they're better than this. You know, especially especially what they've been able to show over this past decade. They're better than this. You know, mentality wise, physicality wise, like they're better than this. So, yeah, I hope it changes this week, but it hasn't. I've been saying that every week, and it hasn't. So, not sure, but it's definitely frustrating, especially to watch.
I am frustrated for a great deal of reasons, but I am most frustrated by the idiocy that this season now has to bring, because for the last 2 years we have heard every single refrain over and over again. Patrick Mahomes has fallen off. He's not as good as he once was, because the regular season stats, in which in 2023 his wide receivers could not catch a football, which happened again last night. And in 2024, he didn't have a left tackle and he didn't have receiving talent, was the thing that people kept citing, even when he went to back-to-back Super Bowls and won one of them in 2023. And then this year, he is top 5 by pretty much any metric that you want to look at across the board. And because they're 6-7 due to a calamity of coaching errors, roster building mistakes, and flat out execution not being where it needed to be. And this past game, in which the box score and advanced stats will tell you that he was awful, but of course, 6 to 10 drops depending on who you ask, including 2 dropped interceptions, drops that lead to interceptions, gives you his worst game of the season, facing a 50% pressure rate with 3 backup offensive linemen against the best defense in the league, will now be used to say that he's not the best quarterback in the league. And it's stupid because it's hypocritical, because it was the regular season stats the last 2 years when he was winning, and now it's the wins because he's not doing that, but still has the regular season stats. It's just stupid, and it annoys me because he deserves better, and this organization is to blame for it, because people are going to be idiots, and people are going to downplay your greatness regardless because they don't like winners. But I hate the fact that this organization has failed them to this extent that we now sit here with this situation that we're at. So that's the most frustrating part. And it's a shame, but it's last night, but games against the Texans was a microcosm of a lot of those different aspects. The wide receiver talent is better. The offensive line for the majority of the season has been better than it was in 2024, though. Of course, last night or on Sunday it wasn't. But the scheme on offense is awful, and that is a reality that most people don't want to acknowledge, can't really talk about because they don't know football well enough to, or being intentionally ignorant to, because it's a lot more popular to just say Mahomes is bad now or not the number one quarterback. Which is annoying to me because when I watched sports growing up, if you wanted to have the crown to be the best, you had to actually get the crown. You had to have the crown. Nobody in their right mind is saying that Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in the National Football League, especially not coming off of last night in which he has 4 interceptions and a fumble and an interception on the same play. So nobody has taken the crown from him. Everybody that wants to get crowned, Lamar Jackson hasn't played a good game of football in a month.
Not in January neither.
Joe Burrow hasn't played football for 2 months, and he's not going to make the playoffs. And the last time he was in the playoffs, his season ended at the hands of Mahomes. The last time Lamar Jackson was in the AFC Championship game, his season ended at Patrick Mahomes. And 4 of the last 6 seasons that Josh Allen has made the playoffs, it's ended at the hands of Patrick Mahomes, including last year. So you want to crown Josh Allen when he's not going to win a Super Bowl with the Buffalo Bills? Why? What has he done? He hasn't been any better as far as regular season metrics are concerned than Mahomes this season. What's the argument? It's just because you guys are tired of putting him number one. But I hate the fact that I grew up in a sports culture that was like, hey, if you wanted to be the best, then you got to have the crown. And apparently that just doesn't apply right now. I find it to be frustrating.
Doesn't get clicks or attention. So.
I said it, bro. Like if we don't make it this year, and Josh Allen doesn't win a Super Bowl this year,
I don't ever want to hear his name ever.
I don't never want to hear anything else about him ever again.
And this is the hypocrisy of it. It's amazing, and I'm sorry. I know we normally don't do this.
Yeah, we veered off.
We normally talk
Who
about
cares?
the football stuff, but this is
Let's do it.
We have talked about. We have sat here, and we're going to do it again. We have sat here and told you again and again they need to get under center. They're failing as far as the third down offensive scheme. They're not using the wide receivers to the massive effectiveness. They need to be better at the pass rush. We're going to do it again, but I'm telling you, but this is why we're getting our frustrations out. The hypocrisy to say that Josh Allen is the best quarterback in the National Football League is so freaking stupid, because for the last 2 years you made the regular season stats argument that doesn't apply this year. You said that the winning didn't matter, and now you want to use the fact that he's going to make the playoffs with a better schedule than Patrick Mahomes has as the reason why it does. But you won't hold him to the standard of Patrick Mahomes, because if Patrick Mahomes was in the playoffs and Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Lamar Jackson weren't in the playoffs, you would say Patrick Mahomes needs to be in the Super Bowl. But I guarantee if the Bills fair to make the Super Bowl, which they will say, hey, it's somebody else's fault, not Josh Allen. It's fine. He's still the number one quarterback in the league in my eyes. And it's hypocritical. It's idiotic. And I understand, and I'm talking about you, Marcus, whoever your name is on Lockdown Cowboys, because I saw your damn tweet and you pissed me off enough that I'm going to say it. It's idiotic. It's hypocritical. And I know you're doing it because you need the attention, because the Cowboys' season is fucking ended at the hands of the Detroit Lions. So it's pissing me off enough that I had to talk about it. And I'm frustrated by how that idiocy is going to get because people want to get some clicks off of Mahomes.
Yeah, this essentially, like, bro, if this boils down at the end of the year, we come to a spot where there's no Burrow, no Lamar, no Mahomes in these playoffs, and your best adversaries are Drake May,
Bo
Nix, who you're going to lose the division to,
Bo Nix,
Phillip Rivers,
any of those guys, and you don't win it this year. I don't want to hear it, bro.
If he don't make it out the AFC, I'm on his head. Losing the divisional round, see what happens.
They don't want to hold him. They don't want to hold him They want to give him the crown without holding him to crown standards.
I could care less about the MVPs, the stats,
which he doesn't have more than
whatever.
He doesn't have more than Mahomes.
Right, all that stuff, whatever. The he puts on his Superman cake, the gargling that Tony Romo does for him on CBS, and people say Tony Romo does it to Mahomes too, but at the same time, you watch them Josh Allen games. It's a little bit deeper for Josh Allen. If he doesn't win it this year, there's no excuses. I don't want to hear about McDermott. I don't want to hear about his receivers. I don't want to hear about how James Cook didn't help him. La da da. The offensive line failed him. La da da. I don't want to hear none of that, because ultimately, when it boils down, and the Chiefs lose, they don't want to hear that kind of stuff from us. You didn't want to hear about us.
They say you should have
not having a left tackle last year.
Nope,
you didn't want to hear it. Figure it out.
Not having the wide receiver one last year and lose him. They didn't say anything about that.
But Mahomes is held to a different standard because he's proven to you that he can win the big games, that he can beat the Josh Allens, that he can beat the Lamar Jacksons, that he can beat the Joe Burrows. Done it. Been there. Done that.
As a matter of fact, if you were Josh Allen, didn't you lose to Joe Burrow last time you saw him in the playoffs?
Exactly.
Another guy you can't beat.
Exactly.
So it's like kind of hard to crown a guy when he obviously can't beat the number one quarterback every time they see him in the playoffs.
Yeah.
The de facto, whatever, 3-2-4 quarterback. Last time he saw you in the playoffs in your home stadium, he came in there and beat you. So it's like you're trying to give these comparisons and these instances or trying to make these reasonings of why he's the best when he hasn't, like DMac said, he hasn't proven anything in January. Yes, he's played well, but he loses. In the last 2 years, you told me Josh Allen's the best. Did Josh Allen season these last 2 years not end with the ball in his hands? The two previous postseasons? So if you're the best quarterback, going against these defenses, you say that Josh can score on anyone. Why doesn't the game end with you with the win? And the other
And
quarterback you're talking about,
the Chiefs defense that has knocked them out of the playoffs the last 2 years ain't even that great.
definitely one better than our 23 defense for sure.
Right.
Not even a question. So if that's the guy you're telling me that can win, how come every time he has you blame his defense for losing the 13-second game? Cool. 2020 was COVID. We were the better team that day. That was pretty much a blowout. Cool.
And people don't talk about in that 13-second game, the Chiefs didn't have half of their damn secondary.
Exactly.
Why he was able to put up that many points to begin with.
Tyrann Mathieu went out like second play of the game. So we gave you
Josh Allen. Josh Allen still punted twice as many times as Mahomes in that game.
And now you come to these last 2 years with the Chiefs having their down year on defense, obviously not having the weapons we would want to, as far as our offensive weaponry, and the ball's in your hand the last 2 years, and you lose both times. It's hard for me to take you seriously, bro. When the game is in your hands, you've had a chance to win it. And like to DG's point, if it comes down to that moment this year, you Josh Allen stands, and he loses again, and it's not by the hands of us, I don't ever want to hear his name in any type of top 5 conversation. I don't care if you want to say he's 2, 3. I don't care. Like DG just said, no Lamar, no Joe, and if no Pat, there's no excuse for Josh Allen, bro. None at all. And you still don't get it done.
Y'all have so horribly forced this idiotic Peyton versus Brady shit with Josh Allen and Mahomes that doesn't really apply. So much so that you had to give him an MVP that he didn't deserve when he wasn't the first team All-Pro quarterback. So much so that you had to force that, by the way. And if he gets to this point where none of these guys are in the playoffs and he still can't make the Super Bowl, no, stop it. I don't. This is so soft where the guy doesn't have to win to be the best. That's the point of sports. Like, come on, bro. It's idiotic. And nobody at the end of the season is going to be like, yeah, if the Texans go to the Super Bowl, that CJ Stroud's going to be the best, because they're going to be like, the other side of the ball is the reason why. Nobody last year is going to be like, Jalen Hurts is the best, because we know he's limited as a quarterback. But y'all are willing to give the bail of a guy that can't even make the game.
There were some people that was, talking about Jalen Hurts being in the top 5
outside of the city of Philadelphia. No, I'm not talking about just top 5. I'm talking about the best, though.
Yeah.
So that's my frustration that I saw, that I had to get off my chest as far as that's concerned. Yeah, TJ, they'll tell you that Josh Allen doesn't have Andy Reid, even though Joe Brady's running a better offense than Andy Reid.
I don't want to hear that, man. I don't want to hear it. I'm so sick of hearing that.
You had the better defense in 2021.
Bro, I don't want to hear it, bro. They went out. Don't tell me that they haven't given Josh Allen what he's needed to win. They had Stephon Diggs. They had Von Miller. They had all those things up there. You know, like don't tell me that.
Number one defense.
Don't tell me that when they gave Josh Allen Stephon Diggs and that turned him into a good quarterback. They gave Josh Allen Brian Daboll and they turned him into a good quarterback. Like don't tell me that, bro. Because the same things that you said that Mahomes had that made him into this, we know how bad Josh Allen was before those things, and then he got him.
He better win. He better win it. I'm telling you right now. If we don't get in, and the Ravens don't make it, and we already know the Bengals might make it. But if those 3 teams are out, 3 of your top adversaries are out. 3 of your top opponents
and you still don't come out the AFC.
And you still don't come out of the AFC, and you let a Drake May or a Justin Herbert or a CJ Stroud or whoever, and this is Bo Nix, and this is no discredit to none of those guys or anything like that. But
discredit to Bo Nix.
To Bo Nix for sure.
No, definitely.
If you let those guys
don't let it be Bo Nix.
Santa Clara on you. I don't want to hear it, bro. You will get trolled. I'm sorry. That's the way this works. That's the way this goes. When the chips fall down and everything goes silent, the blame goes to the quarterback. Plain and simple.
And you're lucky. You're lucky, Josh. You don't have to see your boogeyman to make this happen. Peyton Manning had to beat Brady before he get best in the world talks in the playoffs. He had to go and prove that. He had to go do that and then win a championship. You ain't even got to deal with that. You ain't got to deal with your boogeyman. You just got to go beat.
And the
these other
crazy
guys.
part is,
You got to beat a whole bunch of Phillip Rivers, so you better go get it done.
and this is like the thought that's in the back of their mind. If you're a Bills fan, just imagine a minute left to go. It's a 17-17 game. Fourth quarter, Josh Allen has the ball in his hands, and he's playing at Houston, or he's playing a Denver defense, and the game's on the line. You know, in the back of his mind, he's like, bro, if I don't win this game, you're never, ever going to have another year. This is probably maybe hypothetical. No, that's probably real. You're never going to have another year where Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and Patrick Mahomes all miss the playoffs at the same time. That will never happen again.
No.
This is probably an anomaly. So if you're a Bills fan, all the pressure is even more on your shoulders because you have to win it this year. It's non-negotiable. There's no excuse because you're never going to have this easy of a path again on top of the fact of your easy schedule you had this year. It's never going to line up perfectly more for you than this year. I don't want to hear the excuses about, oh, my receivers aren't good enough or our defense can't stop the run. I don't care because the guy that we cheer for has done it multiple years without a good defense, without a run game, without his receivers, leading league in drops. It doesn't matter. He finds a way. If you think Josh Allen is really that good, find a way. It's just point blank.
And we not and again, to be clear about this, it would be fair, it would be consistent if we asked you to match what Mahomes does done. If we asked you to get to 7 straight AFC championship games, if we asked you to go to 5 Super Bowls, I'm sorry. If we asked you to win 3 Super Bowls, if we asked you to win back-to-back titles, if we asked you to go to 3 straight Super Bowls, that would be fair. That would be consistent if we asked you to match what Mahomes did just so you could be in the conversation of the best. We asking you to do that once just to be in the convo. We're giving you a gift of no Mahomes, no Lamar, no Joe Burrow in the playoffs, and to do it once. We'll see if you can take advantage of that gift. I don't believe you can. So let's get to the game and the frustrating part of it. And first and foremost, and we talked about this as well, the Texans played a great game and they're a great defense, and this was an expected challenge for me going into this game. I thought that this was going to be difficult, especially from the trench aspect of it, in which the Texans had an advantage, but I don't think that obviously the Chiefs helped out, to say the least. And obviously this first one is a very good indication of it, because this is a very simple play in which Noah Gray actually does win off the line of scrimmage, gets open, and Mahomes throws it to him, and Noah Gray drops the ball. That's a 3rd and 4, and that ends the opening drive of the game.
That was a start the game. Jesus Christ, Noah. Usually, new money Noah's been so solid for us.
Pause it real quick, DMac. This is another frustration.
That shit was bad, bro.
Is every worthy in the backfield?
Come on, man. Like, bro, look, Andy, I understand.
Wait till we get to the 3rd and 6 later on.
Like, I get it, bro. I understand you want to try to utilize these guys in every way possible, right? When Tyreek Hill came here, he was such a dynamic weapon that you could literally put Tyreek anywhere. But he had the experience of being a running back at one point in his career in college. So that worked, right? It worked for him to be back there, especially with the dynamic speed that he had or whatever. You could scheme those types of things up for him. You gotta stop using these guys like this, bro. Xavier Worthy, and I love Xavier Worthy, but this should not be his job here, especially on a critical 3rd down. Like at this point in the season, every 3rd down is critical. You gotta win every game now. Every 3rd down, whether it's in the 1st quarter, the 2nd quarter, it doesn't matter. You gotta put your best players in a position to make a play. I don't understand how one of your best players that can help you make a play is in the backfield on this. Now, granted, Noah gets open, and he does what he does and dropping the ball. You gotta catch the ball too, whatever. But the fact that Noah Gray, we are targeting Noah Gray on 3rd down. Not Rashee Rice, not Xavier Worthy, hell, not even Hollywood Brown.
Not even Travis Kelce.
Not even Trav. We going to our backup tight end on 3rd down. makes no sense, bro. I'm sorry. It baffles me.
Using Xavier Worthy like a decoy or let him run a real route. But
By the way,
regardless, that's the whole theme of the night for me, bro. Noah Gray, Travis Kelce, Rashee Rice. You're our guys, man. When the play breaks down and 15 looking for you, sometimes you got to bail out your quarterback, man. A lot of these throws aren't even bailouts. A lot of these throws are just simple catches. The Noah Gray drop hit you in the face mask. Rashee Rice hit you in the chest. Travis Kelce, yes, is a twisting catch on the corner shot. You've made that catch 1,000 times with Pat. These are plays we guys asked you to make that you've made before. Out of all the nights to have 8+ drops, versus that defense is not the time to do it. Any time to have a lot of drops is bad.
Are you gonna show that play? DMac,
Definitely
the Kelce drop.
The one on the corner shot on the last drive of the game.
I believe so. It's in here.
I want to talk because I want to talk about.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah. I want to speak.
And again, this is a 3rd and 4. This isn't 3rd and 7. 3rd and 4. They've got one man at the linebacker position, bro. Like they're obviously showing a 5-man front, and technically he's walked up there at the guard, but that's a safety. You could run if you wanted to.
We're gonna talk about it, TJ.
But you can't run it if you ain't got a running back. The defense has no reason to think you're in the threat of the run. You want to be aggressive on 4th downs, which we'll get into. Then you could run the ball on 3rd and 4 here, and you're getting 3 yards at the least, probably more. But you just know there's no way to threaten the defense with it. They have no reason to respect it because you don't have a running back there, and it's idiotic. Noah Gray drops the ball, which is annoying. And like I said, it was the theme of the night. 6 to 10 drops, depending on who you ask. I lean a little bit more on the higher side of that, but got to catch the dang ball. That ends the opening drive of the game. Next one here. Just an idiotic route combination. I'm going to stop it when Mahomes gets to the top.
Bro, we ran. This is. I've never
look at the top of the drop, bro.
What in the hell is this?
What are you supposed to do with 5
under routes? Everybody's sitting on everything.
Everybody just running 5 and 6.
What in that? What in? I wouldn't run this shit in JV or Pop Warner. What is this? Nobody's threatening these 2 safeties at all. They both could have been at the 5-yard. They could have been at the 45 and still been in good position. There's literally nobody going deep on this play. Nobody.
There's no bunch formation to.
There's no crosser, no mesh, no
release,
nothing.
Just everybody run a sit route and Pat do the rest.
Some of the most lazy play call I've ever seen by Andy, bro.
Disgusting.
There were so many instances. We are running zone beaters versus man coverage. What are we doing? You guys running sit routes, running clear. Like I didn't see a double move. I didn't see a corner, a out, a mesh concept, a stack formation, a bunch, nothing. We're just running to get open like these guys are some of the best defenders in the league. You got to help your guys out. Where's the man beaters? Where's the crosses? Where's the bunches? Where's the offsets? None of that. We're just going to run across the field and hope somebody beats them and get open? Really? This is what we call it with the season on the line, really. This is all we got in our bag. This is what we've been holding on all year. All those nights you in the film room staying up all night. This is what you come up with. Under and a sit route. And Pet has to run around for his life and still try to get it off. And then we drop it. Andy don't give a fuck, bro, this year, bro. I'm sorry, bro. There's no way you call this on the 3rd down. There's just no way. There's no way, bro. No way. Not after what I saw in that Indianapolis Colts game. Watching that playbook and the way we had to come back and win that game. There's no way you run those plays and then this is what you do versus this defense? Really? Okay. If you don't care, why should I? Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's just idiotic and
lazy play calling, bro. Lazy.
And for the record, it'll show it from the other angle. Caliendo ends up getting bench pressed back into Mahomes, and that's ultimately why Autry can get his hands up in the air and knock the pass down. But it doesn't matter because nobody was open in the play. Just I can't. We complained about no slants last week, and he was like, "I'll run a play where there's only slants." As if that's good. It's so stupid. Third and long, and you run a little chip. Remember when it was third and long and we actually tried to convert? That was fun. Rashee Rice chips into a screen pass. They get him down for 7 yards. Punt. The offensive system is it's draining to watch. It's annoying.
It's mentally exhausting, bro. I don't get how. I'm not trying to act like a know-it-all, bro. I played football a very long time. None of these plays I would call on third down. I'm being respectfully, Andy. I'm not calling none of these shits on. This is what you calling with the game on the line? You ain't give me no motion to indicator. No. I ain't get a bunch.
CJ,
I ain't get a stack.
Season. Fuck the game. Huh? Excuse my language. The season.
What?
The season on the line. Everything you worked for in St. Joe, right? All those hard days. And trust me, I know, and I went to a lot of them.
That shit hot.
It was hot, gang.
Just standing there. I know it's hot practicing.
Right. You wait. Like, I don't understand. It's damn near. It's December, bro. It's December. We worked on all this mess in the heat of the summer to do this. And don't get me wrong, like I don't want to just solely put it on Andy as well too, but to the players too. To execute like this, guys. This what we doing?
If you're gonna lose, at least go out on your shield, bro. Not like this, bro. Play calling doesn't give you a chance. Players didn't do themselves any favors with the drops. I agree with that, but some of these concepts are just flat out awful, bro. I'm not questioning Andy as a coach. He's one of the best in the league, if not the best player in the league. This was a bad game plan by him. I'm not lying to you, bro. You knew this team was going to play man coverage. You knew they were going to get in your face and challenge you. You have to help your guys get open. Having them just run clear out routes and crossers is not going to work. I didn't see a bunch. I didn't see a stack, an indicator. These are things that help your guys get open to give you more indicators to the defense so I can know who to pick on and who's not keeping their eyes on their luggage and man coverage. If I'm just lining up in trips and doubles and just saying just run across the field, these guys are more athletic than our guys. They're going to beat us. The only guy in the field that's more faster than them is Xavier Worthy. So you didn't give him a stack or anything. The one time we took a shot to Taekwon, Kamari Lassiter knew he was beat. And what happened? We underthrew it. And that was the one deep shot we took the whole game. Outside of the deep over to Hollywood Brown. And it's mind-boggling to me how we do the things that work some weeks, like in the Colts game. A lot of the deep overs, the crosses, and the mesh concept that I wanted to see, we did that. And we did none of that versus Houston. Like, none at all. They're running man. We're just running clear out routes. We're just running lazy overs, just running pivot routes on man coverage. Like, that's going to help them get open. Why are we running so many zone beaters versus man? I don't understand that. Why? You know this is a man-heavy team. We should have been running mesh all day. And then when you do what you do off mesh, you can do other things like hook and laterals. You can do crossers. You can do pivot routes because they see it coming. Then you break the other way because they're getting their eyes on their luggage. If you're just running clear out routes, that's not doing anything. It's not putting any pressure on the defense. It was a very lazy game plan, bro. Just extremely lazy by Andy. Because I've seen him do much more with much less for this offense. And for him to do that with the season on the line, like DG just said, was extremely disappointing. I'm not going to lie, bro. One of my most frustrating games by Andy, for sure. We can go ahead.
People pay to see this, bro.
Ain't no way that's the game plan you came up with. That shit trash, bro.
And then, like this is what makes me mad too. Is like, bro, don't get me wrong. Losing in this game is gonna happen. It's only so many times you can go so many games without losing a game, you know, or whatever. I'm content with that, right? What I'm not content with is the way you lose. This is not the way. This ain't it. If the season's on the line, right? My back is against the wall, right? Then fuck it. We gambling. We going for it all tonight. Like I'm going to if I gotta go to the back of the playbook, right? to find something, some kind of sparks, anything. That's what I'm gonna do. Especially when my back against the wall and the season on the line. But this is what you give me. This is what you this instills confidence in your players. You can see the frustration in Mahomes' face as they're coming off the field. You know it's not working. And it may be a point of maybe the league is caught up to you. Maybe you're running the same play. I don't know, bro. But at this point, how many games is it going to take before you just say we got to change it? We got to do something else.
Oh, yeah. You hope so. You hope so. All right. 35. We ended up converting this on a penalty, of course, due to the face mask. You just run a little mesh route. Then finds a way to get open after Mahomes scrambled. You'll hear. I don't even know how Mahomes got this ball to Juju. To be honest with you, I still don't know. Anyway, they try and run a little mesh route concept. They got Kareem Hunt linking out. That's covered. Juju tries to get in the way of Reid, but Petrie is down here because they're running cover one crosser to be able to cut that route ultimately. Thornton's running the clear out route. Kelsey, ends up falling down here. So nothing open as far as that aspect is concerned. But
you got to throw that bit to Tyquan, bro.
I mean, he's got a little bit of a step, but I understand why he doesn't want to take it.
I know, I get it, but it's just at this point, I know Juju was probably the saber throw of the point, but right here when he step up right there, you got to throw that bit to Tyquan. Who is that? Is that Petrie? Oh, no, that wasn't Petrie. He was in the box.
That's stinking.
No, the safety. Sorry, is that Bullet? I believe. No, Bullet.
Bullet's back there.
Yeah, but whoever that middle safety is, he's essentially flat-footed by the time Tyquan before he's at the 35. He has a step on him. He's on the opposite hash, damn near. You gotta let that whole rip, bro.
I mean, in theory, he's not getting there, but I understand why you're not taking a low percentage go route versus one of the best corners in the National Football League on 3rd and 5. If it's 2nd and 5, I get it, but I mean, I understand why he doesn't go for the go route in that sense. At least this one was a mesh route concept. That we probably run too much mesh, but at least we ran something a real play compared to the first two. Anyway, they end up converting that when Juju catches the ball. Obviously, we're going to talk about this a little bit in the other portion as well, but Esapole doing his job there on the left side versus Daniel Hunter.
Hell of a job by Esa that night.
Heck of a job by my demon, Esapole, man. Shout out to him in his first career start getting thrown out there after what unfortunately was a season-ending injury, I should say, for Wanya Morris. This one is a little bit frustrating. We get a bunch set. This is kind of indicative of where the weapons have their limitations. So Kelsey at the top of the screen just isn't going to win his matchup. That he's always been the guy isolated on the backside, and he just can't do that as consistently as he once did. I think that he was a little bit lazy of route running. They didn't really, and this is for Hollywood and Xavier specifically, they didn't do a great job at selling the inside portion of their route stem to try and get leverage to the outside. The Texans obviously play it that way because they end up playing a little cover one robber again. The really issue for me is Rashee Rice has to flatten this route out and put more effort into getting away from it as well. This is a crosser that he should be creating separation on, and Mahomes is waiting for him to create separation on. He never really does it. And either you've got to be really sharp in the stem portion of the route and how you get up on the DB and then break it inside, or you've just got to be hauling ass on the entire crosser. And Rashee Rice doesn't really do either, in my personal opinion. I think he's kind of just floating, just into the deep safety, and that doesn't. Mahomes has nothing open.
A lot of room. Once he gets vertical here, just like press the safety, of course, to press his heels to make him think you're going deep, and then that's when you break it at a 90 degree and just go out across the 10-yard line. Like as you're going here. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, if you're going to automatically do the angle, like you got to, in my opinion, you got to be sprinting to that where that the number 10 is. You got to be sprinting on a dead sprint there, especially
then break
or sprint at that's not Stingley. Is that last year?
That's not Stingley or Bullock. I forgot who the other safety is.
Yeah, I forgot. It's the other safety. You got to sprint at that defensive back and then break across the 10-yard line to be able to create the angle for Mahomes, who has a pocket here. But Rashee Rice is
just stops. Like he literally stops in the middle of his route.
He's lazy in this route, and that is some of the frustration about Rashee Rice at times is that it's not as sharp as it needs to be for somebody that needs to be counted on time and time again. To convert these key downs.
There's room to work this route, bro. If he's sprinting heavy and Bullock, who's on his heels naturally, even though he's jogging and not even running a full route, if he's sprinting and then breaks across the 10-yard line, he's wide open for a catch.
Right.
And explosive. And he may break that tackle and he probably scores. But so if you're this obviously some of our concepts were bad, but that was a bad route by Rashee. He looked like he didn't know what he was doing.
That's more about the limitations on the wide receivers, in my opinion, on that.
For sure.
Specifically there.
He definitely has. That's a bad moment for sure.
So that was frustrating. And they gave him a good pocket on this play.
That's what I'm saying. And he had room to make an explosive play. And Rasheed's right after catchability. He probably breaks that tackle. He could score. That's the part that's frustrating. Like, it's like he didn't even want the ball. Like, bro, you should be running dead sprint. You can score on this.
They picked up the stunt well here. This is just going to be a simply run, right? Yeah, they convert on the run. We don't need to necessarily watch that. To be perfectly honest with you. This is when Mahomes has to end up scrambling to create the 4th and 1 that Kareem Hunt, of course, would score on, which was also kind of a bad play. We won't end up getting to that, but he fortunately ran right through Will Anderson or Danielle Hunter to be able to create that aspect, though. But they run a little bit of a mesh route again. Kelsey's going to run the sit. No, great pick play for Rashee Rice underneath. Xavier Worthy's going to run the back line, I believe. Yeah, out the deep out. You could maybe get to Rashee Rice here, but he also is trying to avoid Denico Autry. So he makes him miss and then, takes off running and gets down to the 1.5 yard line. So now I would say this mesh worked okay. I think the quickness and the suddenness in which Will Anderson gets a little pressure there ends up, taking him off of Rashee Rice on that crosser.
She's definitely open.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, and this is, you got a backup right tackle, and Will Anderson Jr. is screaming off the edge, and he gets into Jalen Moore's chest and moves Mahomes off the spot just in time for him to look at Rashee Rice, and then he's scrambling away from Autry. So that ends up ruining that play as far as that's concerned. Fortunately, Chiefs end up, again, still get to 4th and 1.5, and Kareem Hunt's able to run it in ultimately. But yeah, the Will Anderson Jr. pressure there did end up ruining that play. Or I shouldn't say ruining, but forced Mahomes not to be able to get to that play. Another short one that Kareem Hunt ends up converting. Then we get to a 3rd and 4. Obviously later on in the game. Got 3-by-1 set. Travis Kelce gives a little bit of an indicator that they're not necessarily loving the man look, but they're going to try and cut the middle of the field here. Kelce trying to work across the field versus Petrie. I think it was probably a little bit of holding. Can't call illegal contact necessarily because it was kind of within 5 yards.
He's within the 5, yeah.
But I do think that he was holding him. But it's just it wasn't getting that call, for the night. So Travis Kelce didn't win, so it wasn't converted. That's what it comes down to.
I'm so sick of seeing the this, and it's just
it's not a good feeling.
Just make the play, bro. Make the play. Run through the route. Run the route with some damn effort and make the fucking play, bro. We shouldn't. It's 13 years in the league, dog. And we shouldn't be sitting here talking to you like a rookie. Make the play. It's that simple. Who cares if they're not calling it or whatever? Like, that's why nobody wants to listen to the damn podcast now. You don't get on there
and on a play like that, you should be expecting him to be more aggressive, especially with a guy like Petrie. He's known for being aggressive, i.e. the hit he put on Rasheed. He's going to be ultra aggressive, especially on you, Travis Kelce, because all they know is user is converting first downs. You've done it your whole career, 13 years. On a play like that, I would be more understanding if you got an OPI because you're more aggressive trying to get open than letting a guy get his hands on you because you know for a fact he's going to be ultra aggressive and grab you. He would be more comfortable getting a DPI than letting you catch that ball. So you have to know that coming into the route. Hey, I'm going to be ultra aggressive. I'm going to initiate the contact with my hands and then shed the defender. And if they call it, cool, but at least you're being ultra aggressive instead of letting a guy affect you. And now you can't finish the route like DG just said. You dictate the pace on the route. So go out there and initiate the contact, then break free, and then finish your route. So just little things, man. Little things.
Also, you're bigger than him. Push off. Like
if you have to, like fuck it, because you know he's gonna grab you. He's
Yeah.
going to. Because of the fact you're bigger than him and he knows who you are. Like this is what you do. When it's third down, they look for 87. I know for a fact he's gonna grab me. So I'm gonna be ultra aggressive. That's what I'm gonna do.
Let's get to the top of the drop and see what we got here. So Rasheed Rice not looking back. They still got cover on Robert, trying to make sure that Xavier Worthy can't get open. They essentially got the same type of bracket on Travis Kelce. So Petry's playing that out route from Worthy. The dig route is taken away from Rasheed Rice. Then Mahomes is scrambling. And fortunately, because of the way that they played the man coverage, he's able to obviously create 15 yards after it as well. And it looked like throughout this game, his left knee was a little bit banged up too. And you saw he got up a little bit slow on this play. But again, same thing. Nothing open at the route. And this is the thing about the Texans. And I think this is the thing that's the most frustrating about this game. You knew that you were down offensive linemen, which means that you have to be really good in structure and give your quarterback outlets to get the ball out in a reasonable amount of time. And you knew that they're going to play the same thing that they always do. It's going to be a lot of cover three. It's going to be a lot of cover one robber, and they're going to challenge you in man-to-man.
Single high all
that we don't believe that you beat it. And you just didn't have enough man beaters. You got Travis Kelce doing a little shake route, Rasheed Rice on the backside dig, which runs right into the cover one crosser. And then you got Xavier Worthy on this corner route, but that runs right into Petry because he's playing outside leverage because you know he's got help in the middle of the field, and Hollywood Brown's on a 9 route. There's not enough conflict to be created as far as the main concepts that you can have to go after. And there's no man beaters within the offense. You can't just really call mesh and say, hey, that's all we could do. And it's just frustrating. It's frustrating that this offensive scheme is so limiting. And yeah, part of this is the wide receivers could be better to win one-on-ones. Yes, that's absolutely accurate. But you got to also scheme them up a little bit, help them a little bit.
In a 3x1 set, bro, in this cover, I wish I had a pencil I could draw on the screen. But that's a very simple concept, bro. Whoever was that type one on that side? Thank you.
Hollywood's at the bottom of the screen.
This is in this look, my favorite look. I'm putting that safety in conflict, like DMac just stated. So in this look here, I'm having Xavier Worthy run a clear out to take Petry and the safety outside of the picture. Now I'm leaving all of this coverage underneath for Travis Kelce and Hollywood Brown to work. I know Sting is going to be in man coverage. So this would be, I would have some type of scissor concept or a rub off concept per se. I would have Hollywood and Travis Kelce work off of each other. Because once with Xavier Worthy's deep and he takes this safety, and I think that's Petry out of the way, you have all this half of the field to work with just these 2-on-2. So now if you have some type of in-breaking route, whether it be a skinny post, a slant, and Travis Kelce breaks off underneath Hollywood, Petry has to go through not only his man, but his defender. So now he has to go through 2 people, and that's a true man beater to give a guy an option to break away from this thing, and you have to go towards the sideline to give you room to make a throw. So even if Pat does miss, you're missing towards the sideline, not the middle of the field, where guys can get tipped and interceptions come. That's a true man beater, not this bullshit where you're having Travis Kelce run a fucking shake route. What the fuck is that, bro? This is what we're running? You think who is that guard him? That Bullock? Bullock is gonna go for a shake route? Travis Kelce's 36 years old, bro. What are we doing, bro? That's the worst concept. That's a man beater? That's what you're calling with the game on? Really? All right, bro.
CJ, what's one of the most basic 3x1 designed up, pass plays that you'll see? Just go through the Rolodex of ones.
Smash concept, verticals with 2 slants underneath, under corner. Really, you could have ran mesh right here if you wanted to. All 3 verts. A lot of things you could have done. But in my concept, I think it was kind of like a form of smash. Whether you want to have Xavier run the sail or run the vertical, just do something to get Petry and this safety. Because, like you just said, Petrie's playing outside leverage because he knows he's expecting Xavier Worthy to run that route. So if I know he's doing that, you and that safety have to clear out the way. Get Travis Kelce and Hollywood Brown room to work. Travis Kelce just sitting there. You're not doing anything, bro. This is a wasted route. This is wasted movement. He's not beating anybody. And then you had Worthy trying to run a speed out. Like, I don't get this. This is a terrible play. This is a zone beater versus man. It's a classic zone beater.
Exactly. That's the thing. It's a zone beater versus man. And this is what kills me. It's the entire point of having Travis Kelce in motion as the indicator. But the concept I was hoping you were going to say is dagger. Just run dagger. If you have Rashee Rice run a backside shallow here, this guy has to step up. Clear out route with Xavier Worthy to take the safety out of the picture. All of a sudden, this entire intermediate area of the
field is open, wide.
And guess what? This guy knows that he has a guy in the single high middle of the field. So guess what he's doing? He's playing high and outside. Hollywood Brown runs that dig route. He's running into open space. It doesn't even matter what Travis Kelce does underneath necessarily. In that case, you can have him do his little shake route if you want to underneath or whatever. But that's the dagger concept is built to beat cover run robber because you take the robber
out of the play
and you make him make a choice. Do you want to take the shallow or are you hanging back? And on 3rd and 4, but either one, if they choose wrong, you can beat them with it. And they don't run these staple concepts that are really basic pass concepts that know how to put defenders into conflict. And this is where I talk about them not maximizing the skill sets of receivers. Yes, the receivers are limited, but they don't put them in as many positions to succeed as I see other offenses do on a consistent basis. You wanted basic man beater, call dagger. That's how you beat cover one.
You literally could have called anything. You could have called 3 verts with an underneath. You could have called a smash concept. You could have ran a scissor concept. Anything, like you said, to create space in the middle of the field, which would have been open if you would have done that. But having Xavier Worthy run an out route when you clearly see Petrie has outside leverage, Stingley's not worried about Hollywood beating him deep. It's just you have to put these guys in conflict where they have to respect it. Stingley had nothing to respect on this play because he knows Hollywood Brown's not fast enough to beat him downfield. So he's just clearing out for no reason. How about you have the guy that is fast enough to beat him downfield actually clear out? Let's have that guy run down the field. Stingley knows he's not worried about. I love Hollywood Brown. He's not beating anybody in a one-on-one downfield, bro. He's just not. So if you are going to do that concept, have Xavier Worthy be outside, not inside the slot running out. That's not your waste. You're wasting this player. You're wasting his talent. Use his speed to make everybody back up, and then that creates space for guys underneath like Rashid, Trav, Hollywood, and then you can run some type of dagger, a crosser, a mesh concept, anything to help them get open. Having Xavier run this speed out was extremely stupid with off coverage. He's sitting on the route. Before he even gets off the line right now, he's sitting on the route. He tells you right now, look how he Petrie's hips. You know for a fact that route was coming to him.
Xavier Worthy's route is dead before the play even starts. Travis Kelce's route is dead before the play starts. Hollywood Brown's route is dead before the play starts. And Rashee Rice's route is dead before the play starts because of the structure of the defense. And you're running right into their structure that they want.
Thank you.
So that's frustrating. But shout out to Patrick Mahomes. He made it not matter. Was able to scramble for 15 yards on the play and still move the change, even despite that. So this one is especially frustrating because I actually do think that this was a good play design. I'm going to reload. This is actually a really good play design, in my personal opinion, from Andy Reid, and it was a wrinkle off of things that we had seen from him. I shouldn't say from him, but from this offense in general. What they're going to do is that this is a 3rd and 2, and obviously Travis Kelce is going to go there. Or is this this is the right one. So they're going to fake like they run the inside zone, obviously to Kareem Hunt, 3rd and short like normal. They have Juju, which again, Juju doing the dirty work. Travis Kelce create the pick play here out to Kareem Hunt. Enough traffic and with a hard, a head start as well. And it's just, ball hits him in the face mask and it's a 4th and 2.
Such a good play, man.
It's a good play design. I truly do feel that way.
Really good play design. And this is where I do have to give Andy and Nagy their credit. This is a good play design. Kareem just miserable.
Gotta catch that.
Also,
I like
still-
that conflict because it puts Tulolo in conflict because he.
And I think this is a spot where you gotta use the
Rashard
right
Smith.
guy.
Rashard Smith
Put
spot.
Rashard Smith in the game.
That's a Bashard Smith spot.
That's
For
a
that type of
Rashard
play,
Smith play.
all day. That's a Bashard
And,
Smith
and
spot.
go. Can you go back to the sideline view, DMac? I think even in this play, right? If you put Bashard in with Kareem, I mean, you should still play, right? Kareem's got to catch the ball. Bashard Smith might score on this.
That's a fact.
Yeah. With the
Because
acceleration.
if he gets to that, I don't see them other.
It's only that safety by Juju. It's only that
Right.
safety play. Or if anything, he gets inside the 5 for sure.
Mhm.
Like now Kareem, obviously probably just gets to the sticks and makes up the first.
Try to get the first down, but no,
But,
Rashard definitely can make that explosive.
But like
So look, if you need 2, Kareem will get you 3.
right.
If you need 5, Kareem will get you 3.
If you put the right guys in the game for these moments in these spots, you might have some success.
And they
With
put him in that
like-
spot before. Like Rashard's play, he's done that type of play before.
I
That's
ain't
why
gonna lie, bro.
bad mismanagement, bro.
If I was Brett Veach, I'd be pulling my hair out because it's just like, what the fuck? What's my job for? I draft these guys for you to put them on the field in these moments. This is literally a moment for Rashard Smith right here,
That's a fact.
and he's on the sideline. Why?
Bro had 1 touch the whole game, bro. Crazy.
But you
Against the team.
you'll let them go out against the Raiders and have 6 or 7 catches against them. Yeah, put them out there for that because that game matters.
Against a team that plays man, and we need all the speed and versatility we can get. One of the most explosive guys in your roster, you let it get 1 touch.
Even
Bench the rest of the game.
if they don't, even if the Texans don't believe that you're going to run the ball with Rashard Smith, you still have to put him in this position. The amount of leverage alone that you get on this play, if Rashard Smith gets out there in the flat like that, he's gone.
That's a fact.
There's nobody in this. I'm sorry. I don't care I don't even know who the other dude.
Who's that safety? Bryant?
Bullock and-
Whoever that is, yeah. He's not catching Bashar. If anything, it's a one-on-one.
They'll be looking at the back of his 24 jersey.
That's a one-on-one. I'm taking Bashard all day. Respectfully.
So credit to Andy and Nagy. Great play design.
That was a good design. I like that one.
Yeah.
Bad personnel.
Facts.
Sorry.
Love
still
Kareem,
getting-
but that's not a spot.
Yeah, still get an F. Love Kareem too, but that's not the spot for him. And
A for
then,
design, F for execution.
then the spots that you should put Kareem in, you go
You don't.
shotgun and leave Mahomes in the backfield by himself.
Oh.
Go to the next play.
Yeah. So this play, this is the one that I would actually argue is the interception on the night that is on Mahomes here. This is 36.
It's a bad decision.
Yeah, it's a bad decision. He has Kareem out the backfield here. I'm not saying that Kareem actually converts here because he probably ends up getting tackled sort of the 6, but at least he make it close. I understand why he didn't throw it to him. Let's say that much. So that's just my opinion. So they run a little bit of quarter half here. Seemingly kind of taking the bottom screen. Mahomes, I don't think that it's really open here to Kelsey. Like I don't think he's getting it past there, and he's absolutely driving on that. Yeah, Stingley is on the backside here, so he can't get it to Thornton necessarily because Stingley's right there, obviously. So he takes it where he feels like Hollywood Brown has a little bit of a step, and Lassiter is obviously underneath it. And the reality situation is he just leaves it short. If he puts it out there, Hollywood has a shot at it. This one he left short. Ends up being on punt down to the 15-yard line.
If he leads him up the field, he can catch that for sure.
He's got a shot, just leaves it short. And this one's on Mahomes, of course. Just for the ball not being where it needed to be.
You just got to lead him up the numbers on that, Pat. That's 6.
Yeah, right decision. Just didn't.
Good play call, bad execution.
Yeah,
What'd you say, D?
That's the second D
I
ball.
don't know if this is a spot where the D was affecting him. It just looked like he wasn't able to get into this throw really well, especially when he plants.
Bro, I was right there in that end zone watching that ball come to me. I was like,
Yeah,
he
it
had a
fluttered.
beat by far.
Yeah, it fluttered on him.
Pat sold that shit. I was like, fuck. And I thought he got hit. I was like, nope, he didn't get hit.
And then watch his mechanic. You throw off your back. We're throwing off the back foot.
Well,
Like
'cause he
Yeah,
got
and
pressure in his
that's what
face.
I'm checking. I'm trying to figure out if he had time to really plant here because Hollywood's got a shot here. In my opinion, he can reset his feet and put everything he's got into this throw.
Yeah.
He
You got
just
to.
kind of tries to do it
He's
off the back
fading off
foot.
that one.
He's
Yeah,
got
instead of stepping
You
into
throw
it.
off the back foot. Your mechanics are bad on this.
Ball was way underneath.
Balls, massively underneath. I initially thought maybe it was the injury that was affecting. I think you can see it from this point of view a lot better. But yeah, it's bad mechanics. You know, all arm, nothing into it. And granted, we all know Pat has one of the strongest arms in the league. But you can't. That it does nothing for you if you can't put nothing into it. You know, should have reset your feet. If you're gonna take a shot on that, you gotta live with just taking a shot. Like,
Facts.
you know, it's the season's on the line. Like, you know.
Anyway, 3rd and 10. You get out here. A little bunch at the bottom of the screen. Rasheed Rice is Rasheed Rice actually on the backside? Is that Thornton? I think that's Thornton at the top of the screen. Or is that Noah?
I think that's Noah.
Oh God, Noah isolated on the backside. That's always fun.
That's gonna get him.
3x1 switch release.
Pops.
3x1 switch release. Xavier Worthy coming in here on the quote unquote wheel route. Really, I don't know. Rasheed Rice on the sail sit. Thinking about getting into him while it's getting driven on by Petrie though, so he feels like, all right, that's getting broken up if I throw it. Didn't get to great backside. Kelsey's obviously locked up, so that's not really an option. All right, did Rasheed Rice come all the way across the formation? No, that's Gray on the backside. Yeah, no Gray on the backside here. After the chip he doesn't get to. Instead takes a scramble after faking it. And gets
okay. Go ahead. In this spot, this is one of those spots like I think Pat still almost picks up the first down with his leg, so credit to him.
Yeah.
That fucking great. You have to throw this ball with anticipation. Like go back right at the top, right at the at your drop, right? Now throw it.
Say hit it when he's hitting his back foot.
Yes.
Let it go to Rice.
Let it rip, bro. Like you have to know this is 3rd and 10, right?
Yeah.
4. I'm going to 4. 4 is going to get open and be right at the sticks.
That ball should be going before he even turns around.
You're telling Rasheed in the huddle, hey, bro, as soon as you get out of your break, the ball's going to be there.
Yeah.
The ball's going to be there.
If he lets this ball go and throws it to the spot in between the hashes and the 30, where Rasheed Rice is going to end up at the sticks,
throw it
then
now, right there. Now,
the ball should already.
But that's the thing. By the time that he's thinking about throwing it, it's too late. If he throws this ball when he gets to the top of the drop here, if he's planting and throwing at this point, then it could be a conversion to Rasheed Rice. Afterwards, Petrie's driving on an instant completion.
Yeah. And I think
by the time Petrie even broke, he should already hit the ball in his hands.
I'm not sure what Pat. I would love to be in the room because I would love to see what his thought process was on this. And then obviously looking at it on film is going to be a lot different because we can slow mo it. And
it's a lot easier doing it for filming than in the quarter.
The game live game 10 times a lot faster than it is. But this is one of those plays where it's 3rd and 10. If we're in the huddle on this play, I'm telling Rasheed, look, bro, we are going to you on this. I trust you on this play.
Facts.
As soon as you come out of your break, that ball is going to be on you. I'm sorry.
Get your head around.
Be ready. Like as soon as you turn and get into your break, be ready. I just think that's the route you have to go with this. Now, obviously, Pat is still Pat and still almost the fact that he almost still converts this with his legs is incredibly insane. I think that's one of the most underrated parts of his career is how well he's been able to use his legs. But yeah, you got to convert this, and then obviously, what happens on the next down is
Yeah.
oh man. Next play.
So we're gonna get to the last third down before we get to that play that you're referring to. We'll go to the 2 4th downs in a second.
Yeah, he for some reason this year he hasn't been throwing with, especially late in this season, he hasn't been throwing with anticipation. I don't know if he's more rattled because of the interceptions that he's thrown, or the fact that he's thrown some of these balls and they've been tipped and dropped.
He's definitely been rowdy
know,
on his anticipation for sure.
Yeah, I clearly that's a sign that he's in his head a little bit too much. And it happens to even the greatest one.
Yeah. And this is also I do want to say this, and again, like we just talked about in that case, he should throw with anticipation there. But this is also the ails of not having a offensive system that emphasizes the specificity of running routes to certain places on these certain times on a consistent basis. It degrades the quarterback's trust that you're going to be in a certain spot at a certain time, where Mahomes in structure should be hitting his back foot and saying, I'm throwing this with anticipation. The reps aren't there for him to trust that. And so those things don't necessarily happen as often as they should. Speaking of which, we're going to hit the back foot here and nobody's open. We got 3 guys in the same area. They've got everything capped off. There's nothing here. So Mahomes has to go into hero mode ultimately.
Because these route concepts suck. Why is there a sit route?
Sit route at the sticks. You kind of get I'm assuming, is that Noah? Who is this running?
Can somebody, for the love of God, tell me what in the hell is the point of having 12 personnel out there if you've got no intentions of running the ball?
I don't know.
You ain't gonna run it with them no way.
Wait, you're not gonna run it with them, so then you have your wide receivers out there. Then it doesn't make any sense.
Go 10, 11 all day. You ain't doing nothing with 12. Damn, so not 13. This is a tail route combination. What the fuck is this, bro? You got a sit route, a lazy corner with an outside leverage corner sitting there. You got a crosser with a guy in the middle of the field. I don't know what the hell Worthy's doing, trying to clear out, I guess. This is bro. They ran so much easy concepts to cover, bro. This is high school shit.
And we're in a 5-7 step drop. You know, like we're
this
dropping far into the pocket. We already know we're down our right tackle and our left tackle and our guard, and we're out here 5-7 step drop in the pocket. Like we just got all the time in the world. You know?
This shit's so easy to cover, bro.
Not like the Texans have 2, elite pass rushers on the edge or anything,
Another bad concept. This is trash.
What's he end up doing? Does he end up running here?
This puts no pressure on the defense.
Oh no, it's even better. So Rashee Rice is gonna get over the middle of the field here. Mahomes has to scramble up in the field. Rashee Rice is gonna come back.
Is this the Petrie play?
No, it just ends up short because it ends up, there's nothing open, so he ends up throwing the ball into the dirt.
So it was,
but I mean, just it's a terrible route concept. I don't understand why you're in 12 personnel if you have no intentions of running the ball. It doesn't really make any sense to me because then this route makes no sense. Again, they've got help with the middle of the field in the ways in which they're running
double, one-on-one. This is
another cover one Robert, and they got that capped off as well.
All congested.
Everything's all locked up there.
You're running zone beater versus man. That is dumb. That is very dumb.
And you know that they're going to continue to trust their DBs versus you in man coverage, and you got nothing to beat man coverage all night long.
Why wouldn't I? I got an all pro on one side. I got a kid in Lassiter who essentially I think probably
He's up and coming.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be an all pro.
He's a Pro Bowler at the least.
Yeah, at least
Sure.
in his own right. And then I got 2 elite edge rushers.
Why wouldn't I play man coverage,
play
cover
man
one,
too.
and then rush you with 4?
D'Amico's probably over there like, this is
that
easy.
was funny. Hey, watch the D-Tech Lee trip. That was funny. I know they just never watched. He tripped, but he was trying to get
I
off
seen him coming.
That was. I was in the stage crying. That was funny.
I was pretty.
I thought he was gonna fall down and they was gonna snap the ball.
Yeah, I was hoping he fall down over the line.
That would have been funny. He's like, "Where am I? You lined up?
That would've been worse.
I'm good. I'm ready."
Worst offside or neutral zone infraction ever
on the defense. He tried to play it off too. That was funny.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's just
4th and 1.
4th and 1 on your own 31. Season on the line. You come out in diamond formation. You're gonna run Hollywood Brown on an orbit motion around the side.
Another dumb thing. Stop doing that shit when the money's on. Stop.
Yeah.
Orbit motion with your season on the line is freaking insane.
You've got Juju off the line, as if that makes any sense. Kelsey on the line, Rasheed Rice in the stack, and
Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt. No, that's not. Is that Kareem Hunt?
That's Kareem.
Did we do the Kareem Hunt thing at wide receiver? We did the Kareem Hunt thing at wide receiver again.
This play made no sense to me, bro. No Brashard Smith on the field.
Wide receiver.
No Worthy on the field. This play made no sense at all. And the crazy thing is, Rasheed still got open, and he still dropped the ball. Oh, my God.
No, he didn't. He got tipped.
I need a drink.
No, he got tipped. Run the play, Matt. Come on.
This is so frustrating. Head play, bro. I'm tired of this shit.
I know.
I'm ready to go. Come on.
Like,
Fuck.
We can't be over here all night, bro.
I'm tired. Let's go. Fuck.
Your motherfucking season is on the line, and you're lining Kareem Hunt up at wide receiver.
You don't care.
What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Seriously, what are we doing? What are we doing?
They really don't care.
I just, you know what my frustration is what happened to us? It's 4th and 1, right? And then like, okay, at this point, it was a long 4th. It's a long 4th and 1. It's probably 4th and 1.5, right? So it's essentially it's 4th and 2. What happened to us? Getting underneath center in these moments, right? Play action in off of this and getting to the flat.
With a running back with a sprint.
With a running back.
Yep.
That doesn't work anymore. We can't do that no more.
Nope, that's too cute.
We can't give a semblance of saying, you know, we want D'Amico to think we might run here. But really, we're gonna sneak this back into the flat and use the leverage against them to get to the flat, to the outside, and allow one of our running backs to win.
Another concept in which you're putting no pressure on the safety. There's nobody going vertical. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. This is literally pointless. You ran a weak-ass orbit motion with Hollywood Brown to have him go in the flat with a corner sitting right there who didn't even move.
Right.
You got Kareem Hunt trying to chip, which still didn't freaking work because they still got pressure.
Even if this works, right? Let's say even if this works, right? How hard of a throw is this to get this to Hollywood? With them now, they have the leverage now. I don't know who this is.
Jalen Moore getting his ass.
I don't know who this is. Yeah,
that's why
but in a sense, I don't know who this is at the top, but they have leverage on you. Okay. So now we continue to run the play, right?
No, I don't throw it to him.
No one's open initially.
Nobody's open.
Until Rasheed uncovers at the last minute, and now Pat has to basically make a jump throw to get it to him.
Then Rasheed drops it. I've been saying it all year, bro. Andy Reid's a troll. I've seen him go out there with Kemp, Miko Hardman, Sky Moore, and Travis Kelce on the field and come up with better concepts than this. You can't tell me this is the game plan coming into the week, bro. There's no way. You spent a week. You spent since training camp, like DG said earlier, all those snaps, all those late night film sessions. This is what the fuck you run on fourth down? Really? You didn't give me a sprint out? You didn't give me a smash concept? No, nothing? This is what you decided to run.
Yeah. What happened? Okay. So then let's go back. How many times in the past had we had the sprint out action, right? With a pick, with getting Tyreek open on the underneath, right?
Bro, that was a banger for us with Tyreek. You ran out
banger play for us on fourth down. You had Chad Henne run it at one point in a crucial, critical playoff game.
And cash that shit.
Like,
nope, don't do that no more.
Don't do that.
And the funny thing is, you were in the formation to do it right here, and you still said no.
I'm so frustrated.
You put no conflict on these DBs at all. They was back there laughing their ass off on the sideline. This the game plan they came up with for us to cover? None of this shit's confusing. I know high schoolers that can cover this shit. This shit is ass, bro. Really? Andy, you don't care about my life, bro.
4th and 4, they just run 3 crosses across the field with Kelce underneath. And Mahomes still creates the play after Rashee Rice sits down and drop. So.
No dagger concept. No way to help a guy get open. Just run into somebody because ain't nobody gonna freaking get open.
Go back
and run into somebody.
5. Hollywood's not open. Hollywood's not open on that play. When he runs the orbit motion, right?
Oh, he wants the other one.
The other one before.
We're talking about this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think he's talking about the 4th and 5. And I understand why people keep saying that.
Yeah. Hollywood's not open.
And even if he does, he can't even get it to Hollywood because Jalen Moore got whooped.
Yeah.
If he tried to look back right, he's gonna die.
Right.
That's why he tried to step up.
Now you got 2 guys that got leverage on you at the sticks.
Exactly. Now it's too late.
He'll maybe
too far
Hollywood can use his speed to try to get around them, but I don't see that happening.
I wouldn't trust it with conversion on the line person. Excuse me.
The ultimate thing with this is that and I don't care what Andy says. I understand that Andy Reid knows more football than me. He tried to say in his presser that they thought this was a good play. It was a bad play. Bad play call. Sorry. You failed on that.
Even if you do have your alignment, that's a bad play.
Right.
That's stupid.
For one, from an offensive line perspective, you don't have the offensive line to run this play.
That's why you move the pocket.
Right. 2, you had a running back lined up on the line of scrimmage instead of in the backfield. You don't even give the resemblance of a run on this. We don't even give D'Amico and them a thought that, hey, they might run. Never know. We got to be ready for that. You don't even do that. Then you run this fluddy-duddy orbit motion that, bro, the Bills do that kind of stuff. Bro.
But I was just about to say that, bro. Orbit motion on 4th down is the dumbest shit ever. I want you to throw it there, dumbass, because you're throwing it behind the line of scrimmage.
You're making making a 4th and 1 into a 4th and 7.
Why would you do that? Why would I throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage when I need the yard? Why? That's pointless, bro. That is not a 4th down play. That's a 1st or 2nd down play. You don't do that shit on 4th down. Go across the sticks. Anything you run behind the line of scrimmage, you're taking yourself out of the play. Thank you. I don't have to worry about that now. Because if you throw it to him, I'm going to rally and tackle. I'll take that chance. I want you to throw it there. So that it's stupid. Like you're taking yourself out of the play. You want a 5-man route? Have him go down the field. What happened to sprint out? What happened to pick concepts? Like, what are we doing? I just see a pick concept all night. So we just don't do those no more? Oh, since the Cowboys called OPI, we're not allowed to run those no more. Okay, okay. I guess. All right.
I'd rather you get the penalty.
Facts. Now you said we're gonna run it again. You sure got kicked that out the playbook, huh? Didn't see that shit no more. They run this stupid ass 3-vert shit versus me. Bruh. When I see this many DBs pressed on me, this is the moment when you do run those pick concepts because guys are going to be in conflict. This is when you can get guys open. They're literally all playing cover one right here, bro. It's the easiest shit you can do. And they pass off everything. You go over. If he goes vert, you got him. If he goes outside, you got him. They're literally passing everything off. This is when you do run the concept to break out. Just running 3 verts is running. You're just running straight into the defender. Nobody's respecting anything. Outside years, middle of the field. You see somebody come with them, you carry. Safety carry to deep. And then we draft.
Gotta catch the ball. Gotta catch the ball. Gotta catch the dang ball, man.
Bad concepts all night. Bad drop.
Like, that's one of the moments, bro. I'm
Turn
sorry.
this shit off.
We
don't want to win.
I was so angry with Reid, bro.
Reid, that was one of the worst games you ever played, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
The lack of effort
Lack
on
of
those
focus.
plays. You want to be the guy.
When you do that shit,
you want to be the guy moving forward. You want us to. You want Veach and them to open the pocketbook and give you the big payday, right?
not doing that shit.
Fourth and 4. I don't care where, but and people was like, "Well, Mahomes should have gave him a better ball." No,
Nigga, what? The ball hit him in the hand. Better what?
Better
what?
ball my ass, bro. Better ball my ass. And pause. If anybody.
Hey, yo.
But these are the type of plays you gotta make.
Bro, catch the fucking ball. What are we doing?
Get off the field.
Not my best play. If I'm a little, and like obviously, like we all saw the game last night when AJ Brown dropped that beautiful pass from Jalen Hurts, and I've been killing him all year because he's had a lot of bad moments. But that's the most frustrating part when your offense is struggling, and it all does come together. The O-line blocks it up right. It's a good concept. The quarterback gives you a good ball for you to catch. The only thing you need in the last play to finish the play is for your receiver to catch it. We've been struggling all night to get open. We can't do shit versus man. Reid finally does uncover for the one time, and Pat gets it to him, and what happens? Drop that shit. Literally a storybook of our season. Up and down, linemen out, bad concepts, bad coaching. Pat finds a way to be Superman to extend the play, give a guy a chance to make a play, and then you do that shit. Ain't no fucking way, bro. Ain't no way, bro.
Is it Family Matters? They need to play Family Matters before every game. Drop it.
Drop it. Travis Kelce
okay.
He's made this catch 50 million. He made this catch so many times, bro. Go ahead, bro.
For the dummies out there that said, it should have been a better ball by Mahomes too. He's off. Like, I want y'all to see, and you know something, ref. I'm gonna give some credit here, right? 15 is an alien, an absolute alien.
That's an amazing throw, bro.
You go zoom out, DMac. Zoom out.
Pinch out a little bit right there.
Look at the area. There's 3 defenders in that area. How many quarterbacks can throw a rope like that?
Between 3 defenders.
And give your Hall of Fame tight end a chance to make a play.
And not only do that, DG, he could have caught that ball and fell down without getting hit.
Yes.
This is also normally Patrick Mahomes, because Travis Kelce is who Travis Kelce is. Trust that Travis Kelce, when he's coming out of this break, is going to see this defensive back that's right underneath it and be like, all right, well, I got to settle into this window. Because the cornerback that you guys can't see over here, that I can go back to the sideline and show you, is sinking underneath this as well. So he can't lob it over the top either because that runs into there. He's expecting him to come out and sit because that's what Travis Kelce normally does because Travis Kelce understands those routes. And still, Travis Kelce has his hands on the ball and drops it.
Here's
So
another.
the ball isn't bad. The ball is in the spot that would
It's supposed
allow
to be.
for a completion to happen. Travis Kelce doesn't sit down on the route like he should, and even still, it has his hands around it and then doesn't catch the ball like he should.
You
Results in
know,
an interception.
you want to know another crazy part on this play? The offensive line did their job.
Yeah, it did.
Kingsley Su'Matiia fights for his life on this play, and credit the kid, bro. He's been incredible all year. He's got so much better as the season has went on.
This
This
is
is
actually. I'm
hell.
glad that you did. I did mention it because this is some maturity from Kingsley. He flashes that left hand so that he get him. He's going to start doing it. So he flashes it so that way the defensive end or the defensive lineman starts activating his hands too.
Exactly.
He understands what his move is. He controls that and then he gets back at that. Great stab right where you want it.
Now you have leverage.
Now you got leverage. Now look, he does a good job lifting it up.
Reset.
So I'm gonna reestablish, get my anchor down. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna stop you. And just does a good job of giving
That's a great
rep
rep.
there.
And by Ezapole, great rep.
Man,
almost gives Pat two, maybe 1 or 2 more seconds to be able to reset and fire this throw. I think that's why it's such a good throw. Because now Pat's able to not have to rush this. And I want to say in the Super Bowl last year, I think Pat threw a pick on a similar play like this because whoever, I think it was Caliendo or one of them, got walked back into his lap, pretty much. Look at the throw, man. Look at the throw. 15's an alien, bro. I'm sorry. I don't. You give me.
Literally.
There's not 4 of the quarterbacks in this league that can make a throw like that in that area or whatever. You want to say Josh Allen? Maybe. You want to give me Joe Burrow? Maybe.
DG, that Bills game actually the last 2 times. He's made that exact throw versus that exact coverage on the same side of the field, actually, to the right. Running a corner route where you sit and you know it's going to be a hole shot. He's actually scored on this play when he played the Bills. In Buffalo and at home. And the thing that really pissed me off about this, our best players dropped the ball. And guess who were the 2 players that didn't want to do interviews after the game?
Rasheed and Trav.
Now, that's some loser shit. Yep. I don't care who you are, bro. Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, Rashee Rice, Patrick Mahomes. After you mess up, bro, nobody gives a fuck that you mess up. I care that you don't want to own up to it, bro. Who cares you drop the ball? Drops happen. You're never going to go your career without drops. It's part of the game, bro. But for you to not want to sit there and own this shit, that's some loser shit, bro. That's a loser-ass mentality. That's not what we do in Chiefs Kingdom, bro. And y'all would say that same shit to us if we were doing that. If one of your kids in your family was doing that, you would say the exact same thing and don't lie. So for 2 of our leaders on the team to not want to do interviews after a game, after you the one that fucked up, that's a loser-ass mentality, bro. You don't deserve to win if you're doing shit like that. Because that's not the standard you set for yourself. That's not how you go to 7 straight AFC championship games and go to 5 Super Bowls and win 3 of them and have a chance to win your division for a decade straight. That's not what we do after losses, bro. Nobody gives a fuck that you mess up. I care the fact that you own up to it. Be a man, bro. And that's been my biggest thing with this whole team this whole year. When we make mistakes, nobody wants to own up to the shit. Who gives a fuck that you messed up? Just own it and move on. What's wrong with that? We've been in these moments. Like, what's wrong with owning a mistake, bro? From a coach to a GM to a player, who cares? You're allowed to mess up, bro, but you need to own up to it. If you can't do that, there's no point of us being here. You can't answer some questions if you drop the ball, really?
That's it.
You act like we haven't seen. We got blown out in the Super Bowl, but now you don't want to answer questions. All right, bet.
There's many games I didn't want to ride home with you afterwards.
All right, bro. That was when I saw that, bro. I thought it was fake because obviously I didn't watch the player interviews until the next day. When I heard the fact that out of all the players that didn't want to answer questions, it was those 2 guys after both of y'all dropped the ball twice. That's a loser shit, bro. And they know it.
Federal pop.
They know that shit too, bro. Y'all supposed to be the leaders on the team. And y'all do that kind of shit, bro? Fuck out of here, bro. That's trash. That's a loser mentality, bro. And that is not the standard we set for ourselves here, bro. We are better than that. Who cares if you lose? Own up to it, bro. Be a man, bro. At the end of the day, that's all you got is your pride, bro. And if you're not gonna own up to a mistake, then why the fuck are we here, bro? I was sad. I was sad to see that shit today, bro. I was thoroughly disappointed. I never thought our best players would do some shit like that. The fact that Chris Jones, who was the best player on the field that night, owned up to it and went up to the podium and answered questions. Patrick Mahomes answered questions. But y'all two, the one that dropped the ball, don't want to see there and stay. Did he? Really? That's what we doing. All right. Gave you a chance to make the play and you dropped the fucking ball. Now you want to cry and walk out. Fuck out of here. Pouting and shit. Grown ass man.
13-year vet, man.
That's what we doing?
13-year vet.
All right.
Might be your last season. You know?
You want to go out like that.
And that's and all we get is you going onto your own podcast and virtually, you know, giving us I gotta be better, blah blah blah. We know that. We know you gotta be better. We all know that.
Respectfully, bro, fuck that podcast.
Do it. Be about it. Leader.
Yeah, I mean that's ultimately like I don't got
crazy,
any
bro.
vitriol for him leaving after the game. I don't care that Rashee Rice left at the game. I don't want to hear from him. I don't want to hear shit from Andy Reid's press conferences. I don't want to hear anything from Rashee Rice or Charles Omenihu's YouTube channels. I don't want to hear New Heights. I don't want to hear it. It does not matter. Either you do it, which they haven't for long enough in the season that the season has now ended, or things change, and it's time for things to change. Let's just. We got to acknowledge this because obviously we're not going to go through the film of it. Chris Jones was freaking incredible in this game. He was awesome. He was so disruptive as far as the run game was concerned. He was awesome as far as the pass rush aspect of it. He was single-handedly ending drives versus this Texans offense for a good stretch of this game. He was just amazing, bro. He was incredible. I want to find the stat so I could properly put it into context. I feel like it must be so that we could at least give him his props because we didn't talk about, you know, the long and short of it as far as that was concerned. Let me see if I can find it. You guys can praise him though.
No, yeah, he was. You know, I will say this since the criticism
is the bye. Yeah.
Chris Jones has been next to Patrick Mahomes on this team. He's been the best player on this team.
He was the best player on the field that night for me.
He's been
I agree.
I think essentially he's been one of the only players that's really cared and has shown it out there on the field. You know, that I care about this season. I care about what's going on. I want us to win. I'm going to do everything in my power and give every ounce of effort I can to make it happen. You know, I think in the Dallas game, essentially, it's kind of hard to do that when you gave so much effort against the Colts on a Sunday to try to save the season, and then you tell them to, you know, be ready in 3 days to go do it again. You know, but you can clearly see the rest, having that time off really energized them. Being back at home again, really energized him. He was incredible, bro. He absolutely wrecked that game in the second half. Just
Literally
took
dominant.
over.
Pure dominant.
Took over.
Y'all may not be able to read this, but Chris Jones generated a season-high 7 pressures on 28 pass rushes against the Texans, including 6 quick pressures, which is under 2.5 seconds. I tied for the most quick pressures by any defensive tackle in this year, as well as the most in a game since the start of 2019. He generated his pressures in an average of 2.2 seconds, his fastest time to pressure since week 2 of 2019, minimum of 5 pressures. Chris Jones was spectacular. Point blank period.
Very much so.
There's a reason they started off the second half with 4 straight punts. And that was due to 95, man. When his number was required and it required him to be at his best, he showed up. Which the other guys would have did the same.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to do quick silver linings. I will give my quick soliloquy. Esapole was somebody that I loved coming out of the draft process. I thought that he would have been a great late day 3 pick because of the talent that he had and what he was asked Washington State being a pass protector on a consistent basis. and I thought they had the room to develop into more as far as his game is concerned. I wanted him on this team. I was extremely happy when we signed him as a UDFA. I think that unfortunately it was a lot of roster politics, especially with the coaching staff, that forced him off this team as far as keeping guys like Elijah Mitchell, keeping guys like Wanye Morris when that shouldn't have been over him. Fortunately, the Jets are kind of idiots, and so they had him in their building and let him go. And we were able to get him back. And in a game in which Wanye Morris went out on the first snap of the game, and Esapole wasn't expected to come in, he does come in from then on out, from literally the second snap of the game on, plays left tackle versus one of the best, and in my opinion, the best edge duo in the National Football League, and does nothing but do a great job, man. He just was awesome considering the circumstance. Did exactly what I expected him to do.
Second play of the game had to come in.
Second play of the game was athletic. You saw the anchor. His hand usage is obviously inconsistent, but he does have the athleticism to be able to protect the arc, which is really important versus these two guys specifically. And he handled the unorthodox nature of Daniil Hunter really well with how he was patient. And so I want him around here. I said it. I tweeted it out literally in the summer before anybody was even talking about him. That I thought that he could compete for Jalen Moore's right tackle spot next year, and we'll see how that goes into. But that's my silver lining, of course, coming out of this game, and I'm so happy that Esapole did play well. And I'm just glad that he's here in Kansas City, and fortunately, we will have either him under contract for 2026 or the right to keep him under contract in 2026 for $1 million tender. So he will be here moving forward, which is a great thing. It fortunately leaves the offensive line in a good place, in my personal opinion, if you have a guy that can step in and give you that performance. Yeah, I'll allow you guys to choose a silver lining before we move on and wrap this thing up.
Another guy that went down with injury. Unfortunately, Trip McDuffie went down, but when guys go down, give you opportunity to step up. So my silver lining is Noah Williams. He's kind of been one of our silver linings all year. Out of all the positions that Veach scouts and grades, corner specifically has been one of his better ones. So he found another dog, and outside of the deep pass that Trent gave up early to Nico, Noel did his job all night. Another play that his aggressiveness has showed. I loved him in press man all year. I loved his tape when I saw him at Cal. Obviously does a great job at playing the ball. I thought that was kind of a BS call and a holding call that kind of led to 7 points on that third down versus Nico. But overall, Noah Williams has showed all year he's capable of being a starting corner in this league and can be a dominant corner given the time to develop. So wish he could have played a lot more this season. A lot of spots we wished he would have been the guy opposite of Jalen Watson, who also had a really good bounce back year after the struggles he had. So I'm excited for his future. I think he's only going to get better. We love tall physical corners, and he fits the mold of what Spags and Coach Merritt likes to do in that DB room. So I think the sky's the limit for him. I think he's only going to get better and can become a star in this league. So Noah Williams is definitely my silver lining for the defense for sure.
Silver lining for me, I got two actually. My first one, I'll start with George Karlaftis. Actually showed up in this game for once this season, and I felt like actually gave Chris Jones some help for once. Made a couple splash plays. The play he had in the backfield where he absolutely, I mean, granted, it's still, I don't understand why the Titans continue to try to block him with a tight end. That's idiotic at this point. But, you know, still 1 year matchup, made a splash play, got in the backfield. I believe he had a sack as well, too, in this game. Or whatever. But was still disruptive. Looked like he played with a lot more juice in this game. You clearly see the effort was there this time around. He may not have all the moves in his plethora or whatever, but yeah, he still played very well and was able to be effective for this defensive line. I think the defensive line as a whole played a lot better and a lot more effort in this game. My next silver lining, I would say on the offensive end, Kingsley Suamataia, man. All year, you've asked that kid to step in, and I don't think people still understand that's a 22-year-old kid in there.
Very young.
That switch positions and without complaints or anything like that, shows up to work week in and week out, and takes care of his business. And I ultimately think moving forward, the Chiefs have definitely found their left guard for the future.
Mm-hmm.
The future is definitely the Chiefs have found their left side for the future.
For
Moving
sure.
forward with Josh Simmons and Kingsley Suamataia. But a lot of criticism was on that kid, especially from last year, and a lot of it is due to the fact that this coaching staff failed him. They failed him in his rookie year. And he did nothing but put his head down, switch positions, learned a different position, has now gone out there and basically have kept this offensive line afloat this year. However, doing his job. And he did a great job in this game as well, too. Providing Pat with time to at least get the ball out of his hands to receivers who can't get open. So shout out to Kingsley. Great season from him. Should not go to wayside. I don't want to hear another complaint about Kingsley Suamataia moving forward at all. At all. And my pops brought up Jalen Watson, probably the tackle of the year.
No, Jay Watt definitely had a bounce back. Had like comeback player of the year in the roster, probably him. Based off the year he had last year,
Yeah,
he had a hell of a bounce back year. He earned himself some money this offseason for sure.
Yeah.
Whether it be with us or another organization for sure.
Yeah.
If you're a Pee Wee coach out there, I would
Form
definitely use that tape.
That's teach tape.
Teach your kids how to
That
tackle.
is teach tape for sure.
Real quick, because we're not going to do trifecta, we're not going to do matchups, and we're not going to do.
I don't care.
Win the game if you want to save your season. I guess I don't really care at this point. 4 games left. We got just real quick. One thing that you want to see changed as far as this team down the stretch,
Like for this year or for next year.
Just for these next 4 games that we got left.
The effort to execute. Effort. The consciousness to go out there and actually execute a game plan. How about we go out this week and eliminate the penalties, eliminate the dumb stuff, eliminate the drops. Do that.
Catch the ball.
4
please.
games left. Do that. And if we're gonna lose, I'd rather lose seeing people give some damn effort. Besides 15, besides 95, I'd rather see some guys on this team actually take some responsibility into their hands and go out and play with some effort. And from the coaching staff too. If we're gonna lose, make the right decisions.
Let's go out on your shield. If that's not a game plan you do with a game with your season on the line, I truly don't believe that. There's no way you go into a matchup and that's the plays you run versus that type of defense. Obviously, it's not a easy matchup by any means going against the Chargers secondary, but it's easier. It's not the Texans defense, obviously. It's a good group, but not that level of good. But the play concepts, the constant zone beaters, the non-help you're giving your tight ends or your receivers to help them get open versus man coverage, the Chargers are going to do the exact same thing. They're in your division, so they know you already. They know your concepts, your tendencies. They know what you like to do, what you don't like to do. So it's not a shocker to them. They know what we're going to do. But it's the fact that they saw you versus man coverage literally fail your receivers at getting open. And then the receiver didn't do themselves any favors by dropping the football. So I want to see, does this offense, because I know the defense is going to show up. I know 9-5 is going to show up. I want to know, is this offense going to go out there and give a damn and go out there and A, put them in a position to succeed by calling the right concepts, Andy, Nagy, and B, receivers, like DG to say, are you going to catch the ball and do your job? I don't care that you messed up. That happens. How do you respond is the most important. So I'm excited to see if they go out there and have some pride. Got a noon o'clock game at home versus the Chargers with your season on the line. What are you going to do? Going to sit there and pout and cry, or are you going to go out there and fight and be men? We'll see.
At least give yourself a damn chance, bro. At least
give yourself a chance to win the game. That's
at
all you
least
can ask
give
for.
yourself a chance. I know that obviously things have to fall into place and this team has to lose and blah blah blah, all that other stuff. None of that stuff matters if you don't win on Sunday. So either you can go do that, or you can lose, and then we could play, the rookies for these next 3 games and see what they got.
Well, that's the thing. I want to see Noah Williams and Jaden Hicks play a high number of snaps. I want to see a little. I would like to see any hint of Jeffrey Bassa and Jalen Royals. That would be great. But also play more of Rashard Smith, because this is about evaluating the guys on the roster that are going to be here in 2026 and beyond. Jeffrey Bass is going to be important to what the linebacker room looks like in 2026 and beyond. Jaden Hicks is going to be important to what the safety room looks like in 2026 and beyond. Noah Williams is going to be vital for what the cornerback room looks like in 2026 and beyond. So those are the things that I want to see. Anything else, guys, before we get out of here?
Nope. See you on Sunday.
Right.
See what happens.
Peace out. Go Chiefs.